Hello YouTube, today at usbcrepair.com we got Lenovo Thinkpad L380 Yoga Thinkbook. It's the first time in my life I see this particular model, and we are not experts yet at the replacement of the USB-C ports. Here is the broken USB-C port right here. This port doesn't charge anything. I already tried the power supply on this port, it didn't charge up anything. So hopefully, again, all of the USB-C port repairs are like 50-50 chance. So all of the information you might want to read on usbcrepair.com. If you want to send it anywhere else, be our guest, because at this point we don't get paid enough to replace those USB-C ports. So what we do is we replace power jacks on the laptops. But since many laptops come with the USB-C repairs now, we have to work on those too. The problem with USB-C repairs, we have more than 30 different, maybe 40, maybe 50 different kinds of USB-C jacks. But every time we get something new, we have to look for a new jack. Some of them are not available anywhere, not in China, not anywhere. So that's one of the problems, is the ports themselves. Now, if you're watching this video maybe in like 2021, 2022, I'm sure we already have most of the USB-C ports in stock, but right now, for the last year, we've been trying to get 1 or 2 USB-C ports a week repaired. They don't take an hour, they take sometimes 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. One of them I was trying to make work for a week and it didn't work. I just had recently another laptop. I spent 3 days working on it and it didn't work. So it all depends on the extent of the damage to the motherboard that happened because the jack broke. So let's take this guy apart. Don't want to forget the pen. Let's take it apart and see, maybe we're gonna be able to help. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is to remove the battery, disconnect the battery, like that. And we probably want to remove the battery altogether, because it might interfere when we put it all back together. think that's going to be enough. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3 cables right here. Is everything burned in here? It seems like... So let me show you. Because of the Alright, my understanding the keyboard is still connected on the other side. That's the reason I can't take the motherboard out, so I have to, I guess, disconnect the speakers here so that they wouldn't be wobbling around like that, and flip the whole thing over. Oh, by the way, the monitor is disconnected, so the monitor is disconnected. Set aside the monitor. Now we want to flip the whole construction over, and let's see. Okay, so it's one of those Lenovo laptops that most of you would come and read the manual on how to take it all apart. Well, friends, I don't think there's anything available right now, 2020. Maybe somebody who's gonna watch this video gonna be able to write the manual for it, to take it apart, but for right now, this is what I have to deal with. So, you know what, I think I know what's holding it down. I've seen that before. There could be screws right here under those, under the touchpads. So I'm afraid, but I have to, I guess, break those guys out, because I remember I had one laptop here that had exactly the same kind of keyboard, which is kind of hard to remove. Alright, let's see. Yep, you see a screw is right there. I mean, I honestly don't know how to remove those buttons without damaging anything, so I'm not sure if I damaged anything. And then I have to put them back in there. So you see those two screws right here are the ones that you need to unscrew, and they kind of stay in there. Alright, so now that those are loose, now you should be able to do something about the keyboard. Yep, exactly, and it slides out that way, you see? It goes that way, now pulls forward. Oh yeah, I remember similar construction on another laptop, so here. So that's your read the manual right there. Top secret is found. Alright, so we disconnect that. I remember there was a laptop like that. Not this one, but something. I mean, Lenovo makes a whole bunch of different models. So that was the easy part, okay? Here. Are we zoomed in or are we not zoomed in? Yeah, we are zoomed in. Now we have to kind of remove this this pad right here because it's gonna melt as soon as I do anything about it. Alright, like that. Beautiful design. Not. Alright, so the good news is that it's a design that has the 2-row. I don't have something to mount the... Hold on. Alright, found another mount. So here, let me describe you what the situation is. You see those rear pins right here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 here, 3 there, 4 in the middle, and 1 here, 1 there. That's really good because sometimes they go this row, those 2 rows go on the other side. So here, as long as I desolder this whole thing right here, I would be able to solder every single one of those pads. And then there's a row in the back right there under that guard, which we might wanna desolder. So a good thing I found this little holder here. You know what, I'll put one of those cameras right next to the jack right there, and I'll just use it. Yeah, you know what, that's what I'm gonna do. So here, what I'm doing is I'm insulating the area which is gonna be affected by the hot air. I'm gonna apply a lot of hot air on top of it. The problem with this jack, I'm pretty sure it's not probably gonna be fixable because you see how it's at an angle. It's probably took out the upmost traces. Oh, that's one thing. Another thing is I'm not sure if I have this connector in stock. If I do have this connector in stock, you should probably be able to buy it from me, especially if you're not in the United States. If you're in some other country, you could click on the link below, and it should lead you to this particular connector, assuming I have it. I'm sure I'm gonna have it someday, if I don't have it today. But today we're gonna just try and desolder this whole thing. Yeah. You know, this is a good idea right here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's switch to the soldering chamber. Okay. All right. So are you going to be jumping on me? I don't like that. Alright, so there is excessive burning on the top side, but I will clean it up and see, hopefully, maybe hopefully everything is gonna connect. Alright, so let's see a closer inspection. Yeah, we got two traces missing in the back, and we got all four holes are right here, and three holes here. So my goal right now is to clean up everything around the holes themselves. Needs to be clean. Those tiny little holes where the pin's gonna go through, they need to be cleaned, and the rear hopefully gonna get cleaned up as well. All right. Here you can see the extent of the damage. You see on the top left there's a third pad that's missing. That's a handshake missing for sure. And then there is a fourth pad that's damaged, and the fifth pad seems to be kind of damaged. And yeah, so let's clean it up, see maybe it's gonna be alright in the future. Alrighty, so after about an hour of working on the microscope and trying to get every one of those holes to be empty, this is what we got. This is the top side. As you can see, the lower right third, 1, 2, 3, yeah, third one is missing a pad. Fifth one is missing a pad. And that's pretty much it. Let me show you the other side. So this is the other side. I see that one of the holes on the left side, on the top left, doesn't seem like it's totally empty. Maybe it's empty, it just maybe shows through really well. So here, as you can see, everything is pretty much well done. No broken anything here. So yeah, the reason I can't show you the microscope while I'm working under the microscope, because my microscope unfortunately either let me show you what's out there or it lets me see what's out there. So right now I'm showing you what's out there, and I can't work on it right now because it's on a different monitor. I will get things rolling so that you could see everything on under the microscope, but there's other videos that show you how I work under the microscope. So yeah, let's continue working on this, and hopefully we're gonna be able to make it work. Disconnect the microscope. All right. That's how it looks, but what's the point, right? Alrighty. So you see how many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 19. So basically there is more than 30 or 40 connectors of different types, Usbc connectors, and this is what I found to be the most similar one. So that's the one that I took from the laptop, and that's the one I will try to put in there. The sides, as you can see, match, and if we flip it over, everything matches here as well, you see. So we got number of rows in the back, same as number of rows right there. So let's put this in, and hopefully I would be able to solder the rear row of pins somehow once I put that in. Here guys, I want you to see this. Isn't this beautiful how every single pin got inserted into every one of those holes and no pins are missing anywhere? And now I'm just gonna solder this whole bottom up, and then I will switch to the top to solder the top. Alrighty, let me show you how the... Okay, 1 second. Need to connect the... Okay, like that. Come on. Alright, so as you can see, that's how I soldered the bottom of the jack. Looks professional. Well, I know how to do that. Now the problem is we need to solder the top side. Those pins right there needs to be soldered. It should take me another hour or so to solder those pins to the motherboard, and also need to solder the sides as well. Those sides right here. Again, half an hour of tedious work. The soldering iron is, here, let me show you, a big, so it's really tiny soldering iron made specifically for soldering the small joints. That's the usual iron I'm using. All right, that's the big tip, and that's the small tip. So yeah, give me another half an hour, so I will try to solder the tops. All right, so that's about an hour later. You see, every single pin is soldered from the top, and had to run some wires to jump the broken connections. Hopefully, it's gonna work, but that's hopefully. Again, that's how the soldering job looks like that, like that, like that, and like that. Seems like the jack is slightly longer, but hopefully it's gonna fit into the well, okay. What I can do here is clean up a little bit. All right. Alrighty, so moment of truth. Let's try and test to see if we got the jack working. In order for me to do so, I have this tester, which hopefully, okay, like that, and alright, so when it flashes like that, I've never seen what's going on when it flashes like that, but it shows me 5 volts right now, for some reason. How about if you're gonna put it the other way? Yeah, something doesn't work right. Should be showing 19 volts, not jumping like that. Here it shows me nothing. Oh no, it's jumping. Jumping? Yeah, this guy is jumping. Let's see if we put it the other way. Nope, also nothing. Yeah, it should be holding steady at 20 volts, but instead it does crazy stuff right now. Should be showing 20 volts, not 5 volts. All right, well, I guess this wasn't working. Because it shouldn't be jumping like that. Alright, let me screw around with it a little bit more. Alright, so after about an hour of investigation, I found out that the power supply is fine. I mean, the soldering job I did is perfectly fine. I screwed around the jack a little bit more. Here, let's see. You see when it does something like that, it tries to switch from 5 volts to 20 volts, you see? Right, like that. Oh, right there is steady 20 volts, wow. What's going on now? Oh, and we got the fan spinning. Do I need to resolder everything back now? Yep, the fan is spinning now. Alrighty. Never mind, let's disconnect that. Let's connect it like that. The thing is, I removed some wiring around the back. Doesn't conduct anything like that. How about like that again? Again, you see, jumps from 5 volts to 20 volts, 5 volts to 20 volts, jumps, and then it becomes, no, it didn't become steady again. That's, oh, wow. Wow, it became steady. Alright, so let me go back to soldering again one more time, because I desoldered the extra wiring I had on the top. So let's disconnect that. Let me go back to the drawing board. Should take me another hour connecting the traces on the top to the jumping the wires on the top, because as you can see right here, I removed the jump wires, thinking that maybe they are the ones that prohibits the power going through, but as it turns out, all I had to do was wait a little bit for it to do a proper handshake. So right now the power supply works 50% of the time because the handshake happens on the bottom side. So when you insert the plug like that, it's gonna work. When you insert it upside down like that, it's not gonna work, because the handshake on the top side was jumping the wire, which I already removed, thinking maybe it's causing a shortage of some sort. So again, I need another hour, but I'm already exhausted pretty much. So it's been I've been recording the video only 32 minutes, but I've been working on this laptop for 4 hours 20 minutes. So on just one jack. Eventually, I hope this is going to be a profitable venture, and because right now, again, I'm not getting paid as much for looking into the microscope all day long into soldering the. So again, give me a few more, give me 30 seconds of your time, and it's going to be an hour of my time. Alrighty, so here we are an hour later. Let's see if we are able to do anything about it. Jumps, jumps, jumps. Alright, so we get a stable 20 volts right here. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna unplug it like that and plug it upside down. All right, and again we get a steady 20 volts. So technically it should work. All right, unplug. Velcro is sticking to me. All right. I truly hope I didn't waste my day on something that I didn't fix. It would be really shame. Yeah, this jack is slightly longer, so it needs to be inserted into this hole right here first. All right. Yep. Let's see. Perfect. Alrighty. Alright, no screws left. Let's try and see if this whole thing gonna work. Alright, so here, plug in right there. Alright, so we have a light. That's a good thing, I guess, right? So let's see where's the power button. I would like to let it charge a little bit. I'm not sure if this is sitting the way it's supposed to sit, slightly at an angle. Hold on. Much better. Okay. Okay, so we still got the red light. We press the power button and we power up. Yep, Lenovo right there. So, okay, so it says check date and time settings because obviously the date and time setting here to enter setup F1. Alright, so I need to adjust the date and time. Hard to say if it's running off of the, so let's see, 15, no, 16 date. Date is 6/06/24, 2020, and 8. Okay, so let's see, save and exit, yes. what I wanna know if the touch buttons work, because if those buttons right here work or not. 8th generation laptop. Wow. So that's L380 Yoga. The jack you could buy from the link below, since I have it. Uh-oh. Oh-oh. Oh, 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 oh. I did connect the battery, right? When I was putting it all back together. Or I didn't. Anyways, it shows that it does power up, but I don't seem to see. There is still a red light on the side. It might be that I didn't forget that I forgot to connect the battery to the laptop. Well, let's disconnect it right now and see if it's gonna shut down. No, it didn't shut down, so the battery is connected. So why does it show me that nothing is charging? Alright, so I needed to restart the system in order to see these graphics right there, showing that, oh, wow. So yeah, if you only get a carpal tunnel syndrome, get a touch screen. The number one reason people get carpal tunnel syndrome because they are using cell phones. Yeah, that's the reason I got carpal tunnel syndrome, because I've been near the computer all my life. Anyways, so that's that. I mean, it does work. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have exactly the same system, send it over. Gain Usbc repair.com. Thank you.